And that's why men are the problem.
All I did was sit down.
Gaslighting.
I didn't even say anything yet.
Invalidating our feelings.
How did I offend you?
Is that deflection?
I'm gonna go.
Every day I wake, I make my mind up. I'ma be the one, be the truth, be the way. Yeah. Every day I wake, I make my mind up. Gotta keep my mind on the because they only telling their side of the story. Out here telling lies like they on Morid and porridge. Kids get their money on phone it. But down here in the hood, yeah, we know Forex. We growing up, yeah. We got the good of them assets, good of my back.
Yeah, peace to the party. It's your homeboy back again with the news. Hey man, so I don't know where y'all been. I don't know if you ain't heard, but like always, it's a whole bunch going on out here in this US of A. Now, they got us a new white man to be mad at. Go by the name of Harrison Butker. So he's famously known as the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, but he's infamously known for this commencement speech that he just gave at a university, based on some of his views. Now, I definitely had to hit on this because I want to show you the power of the media. All of a sudden, they told us we need to hate this guy. Even this is a white man speaking, to a mostly white crowd, but always some kind of way, they want to rope the black community in and want us to be mad at this man too. They done had it to the point to where they got the NFL trying to cancel him. They trying to compare the man to Colin Kaepernick, right? So this is what type of time they on. They already showing you where they at with it. Everything that you see about him in popular media, they are trashing this man. So you would think he had to have said something very egregious, right? It had to be something crazy for it to go this far. So I want you to hear it for yourself. You know how we do here. All right, we're going to take it, listen to the speech. Now, we ain't going to play the whole thing because it's a commencement speech. So it's about 20, 30 minutes long. But I'm going to play more than the little sound bite that's been given on most of these platforms. But I definitely suggest, I've watched the whole thing because I wanted to get the full context. I ain't want to judge off no one sentence off of a 20-minute, 30-minute speech. That don't even make no sense. But we're going to play a few minutes of it. I want you to get the context behind it. And like always, we're going to come tap in because the feminist community is on this man's head. They want him gone. They want him gone, So I want y'all to tell me, is it warranted or not? By the time we end this episode, you'll be able to have more information to know whether or not is it warranted for this man to be canceled. So let's take it over there to his speech. Benedictine college was like a Catholic college or something of the sort, right? He's of the faith. So keep that in mind when you listen to this. So here we go.
Lay people using their talents. President Minnis, Dr. Swafford, and Dr. Zimmerer are a few great examples right here on this very campus that will keep the light of Christ burning bright for generations to come. Being locked in with your vocation and staying in your lane is going to be the surest way for you to find true happiness and peace in this life. It is essential that we focus on our own state in life, whether that be as a layperson, a priest, or religious. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2024, you are sitting at the edge of the rest of your lives. Each of you has the potential to leave a legacy that transcends yourselves and this era of human existence. In the small ways, by living out your vocation, you will ensure that God's church continues and the world is enlightened by your example. For the ladies present today, Congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world. I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother. I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker. She's the primary educator to our children. She's the one who ensures I never let football or my business become a distraction from that of a husband and father. She's the person that knows me best at my core, and it is through our marriage that, Lord willing, we will both attain salvation. I say all of this to you because I have seen it firsthand, how much happier someone can be when they disregard the outside noise and move closer and closer to God's will in their life. Isabel's dream of having a career might not have come true, but if you asked her today if she has any regrets on her decision, she would laugh out loud without hesitation and say, heck no. As a man who gets a lot of praise and has been given a platform to speak to audiences like this one today, I pray that I always use my voice for God and not for myself. Everything I am saying to you is not from a place of wisdom, but rather a place of experience. I am hopeful that these words will be seen as those from a man not much older than you, who feels it is imperative that this class, this generation, and this time in our society must stop pretending that the things we see around us are normal. Heterodox ideas abound even within Catholic circles, for let's be honest, there is nothing good about playing God with having children, whether that be your ideal number or the perfect time to conceive. No matter how you spin it, there is nothing natural about Catholic birth control. It is only in the past few years that I have grown encouraged to speak more boldly and directly, because as I mentioned earlier, I have leaned into my vocation as a husband and father, and as a man. To the gentlemen here today, part of what plagues our society is this lie that has been told to you that men are not necessary in the home or in our communities. As men, we set the tone of the culture, and when that is absent, disorder, dysfunction, and chaos set in. This absence of men in the home is what plays a large role in the violence we see all around the nation. Other countries do not have nearly the same absentee father rates as we find here in the US, and a correlation could be made in their drastically lower violence rates as well. Be unapologetic in your masculinity, fighting against the cultural emasculation of men. Do hard things. Never settle for what is easy. You might have a talent that you don't necessarily enjoy, but if it glorifies God, maybe you should lean into that over something that you might think suits you better. I speak from experience as an introvert who now finds myself as an amateur public speaker and an entrepreneur, something I never thought I'd be when I received my industrial engineering degree. The road ahead is bright. Things are changing, society is shifting, and people, young and old, are embracing tradition. Not only has it been my vocation that has helped me and those closest to me, but not surprising to many of you, should be my outspoken embrace of the traditional Latin Mass. I've been very vocal in my love and devotion to the TLM and its necessity for our lives. But what I think gets misunderstood is that people who attend the TLM do so out of pride or preference.
So at this point right here, he's about to go more into, once again, he is a Catholic man practicing this faith. This is at a school that is a Catholic school. So he's speaking to those who share the same ideology as him. Okay, let's keep that in mind because context matters, right? And so now you hear All you hear more context into what he's saying. Please tell me what's bad about that. He showed nothing but love and respect and reverence to his wife. Said he wouldn't be the man that he is without his wife. How is that speaking down on women? Saying that her natural role in his life and the way things should be in his mind, or basically he's speaking from a divine nature, right? You don't have to agree with what this man is saying. This don't got nothing to do with your life, but he didn't disrespect women. You get, this is what I'm getting at. This wasn't a slight to women. He didn't put his wife beneath him. He literally lifted her up and said he does what he does for his wife, and she holds him accountable and wants to make him be, she makes him want to be a better husband and father. He kept putting that above his profession. Now, once again, we're going to get into his backstory because you need to understand who this man is. So this is the first time I ever heard him speak. I knew about him as a football player because he kicked the winning field goal for the Chiefs. You know what I'm saying? With that last year, right? So, you know, he going to go down in history for that. So he's solidified at his craft, right? You would think of multiple, 3-time Super Bowl champion, and he's putting his family before everything else. He clearly has a purpose for the way in which he's coming to speak, because it's not typical for football players, especially while still during their career, to come out and speak this way. So clearly it's something that he devoutly believes in, right? So let's go to some of his background, right? Because I'm trying to figure out, why is this getting so much negative attention? Because it wasn't because he disrespected women. Was it because he was saying, he did in this video, in this speech, speak about, you know, he's pro-life. So, you know, you got that side of it. This could be a part of it. However, it's clear that this is an agenda, because this man speaking truth to power, his own opinion. He's not a lawmaker. He's just a football, right? Since when and why do we care so much about what a football player, their opinion on their faith and how they live their life? That don't even make no sense, unless maybe he is saying something that is true and now people want to speak out against it. So I don't know, but I can tell you like this. Let's go to his background, because you know your homeboy, I got you. We're going to do a little slight digging real quick. Pull him up on the wiki. I want y'all to understand his backstory, right? Because this is going to paint a picture way more vivid than words could ever. So let's go check this out real quick. We're going to go over here to wiki, read about him real quick, and then we're going to come back, and I got something special for y'all. I got something that they may call a coincidence. So Harrison Butker is an American football kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs of the NFL. He played college ball at Georgia Tech and was selected by the Panthers in the 7th round. All right. So Butker is a traditional Catholic. This is crazy. So they already got his statements up here. They're labeling his statements as sexist, bigoted, homophobic, transphobic, and anti-Semitic. That is crazy, because I listened to the whole thing and he ain't say nothing about, that's crazy. And the NFL then already came out and made remarks saying they do not agree or align. These are his personal beliefs. Why does the NFL got to come? They put the pressure on them ASAP, bro. So let's listen to his early life, because this is the part that matters the most. So it says Butker was born on July 14, 1995 to Harrison Butker Sr. and Elizabeth Keller Butker, and was raised in Decatur, Georgia. His older sister Charlotte was born on April 3rd in 1993. His maternal grandfather, James W. Keller, medical doctor, held an appointment in the Winship Department of Hematology and Medical Oncology at Emory University for 13 years, in the Department of Radiation Oncology for 15 years. Keller has since retired and now serves as an emeritus professor in the Department of Radiation Oncology. In 2007, the James W. Keller Distinguished Professorship in Radiation Oncology was created with a gift from the Emory Department of Radiation Oncology and a number of patients and family members of James Keller. Butker's mother, Elizabeth Keller Butker, has been a clinical medical physicist in the Winship Department of Radiation Oncology at Emory University since 1988 and specializes in brachytherapy and gamma knife medical physics care. She holds a bachelor's degree in chemistry from Smith College, a master's degree in medical physics from the Georgia Institute of Technology, and a diploma from the American Board of Radiology. Butker's father, Harrison Butker Sr., is currently a financial analyst at MD Keller, an American holding company based in Arizona and Kansas City, founded by Butker Jr. and Austin Wright in 2021. Butker Sr. holds an MBA from Emory's University, Wayzata Business School. Butker went to the Westminster schools, where he played on the football team after picking up the sport as a rising sophomore. He broke the school record at the time for a field goal of 53 yards. He was a three-sport athlete in basketball, football, and soccer, winning 3 state championships in soccer and for all 4 years, but it was the first chair tuba. So he came up in what the media would label an American family, right? A family of wealth and success. You get what I'm saying? Went to private schools, private Catholic schools. So clearly this wasn't just a ploy, but it really is. This is his faith. He was raised this way, and he speaks glowingly about his family, but not just his family, about families, period. So they'll have you believing, they be in the media, that this was a one-off situation, that he just came and randomly got picked for this speech, not knowing that he's been doing speeches. And guess what? He's been hitting the same talking points. But I think because he was in front of a Catholic crowd, he kind of was preaching, so to speak. You get what I'm saying? But you know your homeboy, I got you. I got the proof, baby. My boy had a speech at Georgia Tech. Remember, this is where he graduated, got an engineering degree, right? Listen to the speech that he gave at Georgia Tech and tell me what you think about this.
Experience, but for most people I have come across within these communities, this simply is not true. I do not attend.
Oh, my bad, y'all. Hold on. Wrong one. Let me remove it. All right, here we go.
One another, the more they feel alone. I'm not sure the root of this, but at least I can offer one controversial antidote that I believe will have a lasting impact for generations to come. Get married and start a family. Wow. I will say this is the most important ring I have right here. Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 2023, congratulations on making it to this pivotal point in your life. It was only 6 short years ago that I sat where you are now, having just been drafted into the NFL the weekend prior. Sitting there that day, I could not have imagined where my life would take me, let alone that I would be standing here before you today. I'd like to thank President Cabrera for granting me this honor of speaking alongside Governor Perdue and Secretary Blinken. I guess for all the industrial engineers out there, at least I give you hope that even imaginary engineers can do big things in life. I am someone not much older than all of you, yet I've been asked to speak, not because I am a great orator or because I have a number of impressive accolades. Well, I guess I do have 2 Super Bowl rings. I just happen to be blessed by God to be really good at kicking a funny-shaped ball between 2 yellow posts. So as someone who is not paid to speak for a living, I'm about to pop off some hard truths. I don't care if you have a successful career. I don't care if you have a big bank account or you fly private. Many of you in this crowd will achieve these things. Some of you maybe already have. But in the end, no matter how much money you attain, none of it will matter if you are alone and devoid of purpose. As someone raised in a family of overachievers, success was expected. And as a young man, I found happiness in being celebrated for my worldly achievements. My inner desire to be celebrated manifested academically through long hours of studying and, of course, riding the curve. That desire was pushed further by the many successes I attained playing here on the flats. All of you are here today because you are smart, capable, and hardworking people. But if we're being honest, the world is filled with miserable, smart, capable, and hardworking people. There are too many examples to list of people who have achieved great worldly success and fleeting happiness, but in the end are unfulfilled. Now, don't get me wrong, I want you to be successful, but this isn't so much about your career as it is using your talents, being your best, fulfilling the potential you were created for. It is said, what's done in the darkness will be brought to the light. This is a powerful reminder to us all that our actions matter, whether they're seen or not. Some of the most important people who have ever lived remain unknown, and their stories have yet to be told. But they still used their God-given talents to do great things and change the world. What a profound example, to be motivated by our purpose rather than the current spotlight of the world. For many of you, your academic careers are coming to an end. For some, this is just one of many milestones. Either way, it is important to use today as an opportunity to take stock of your mission. Our culture is suffering. We all see it. It doesn't matter which political persuasion you sit on or whether you are a person of deep faith or not. Anyone with eyes can see that something is off. Studies have shown one of the many negative effects of the pandemic is that a lot of young adults feel a sense of loneliness, anxiety, and depression, despite technology that has connected us more than ever before. It would seem the more connected people are to one another, the more they feel alone. I'm not sure the root of this, but at least I can offer one controversial antidote that I believe will have a lasting impact for generations to come. Get married and start a family. Wow. I will say this is the most important ring I have right here. Having kicked the game-winning field goal in both the AFC Championship and the Super Bowl, I have received a great deal of praise for these successes. They just announced that this Super Bowl was the most watched football game of all time, and yet all of this happiness is temporary. And the truth is, none of these accomplishments mean anything compared to the happiness I have found in my marriage and in starting a family. My confidence as a husband and father, and yes, even as a football player, is rooted in my marriage with my wife, as we leave our mark on future generations by the children we bring into the world. How much greater of a legacy can anyone leave than that?
Man, listen to me, bro. Hold on real quick. Y'all over here, y'all capping, bro. Here, this is what he said previously, right? So the version I played in the beginning, this is what recently happened. So you could tell he's been making this same speech, but in this particular one that happened this year recently, he was speaking more towards his faith because he was at a Catholic school, bro. But the whole marriage and family, did that video I played, did that make it seem like a man just said he owed his career, he owed his life and his success to his marriage and his kids? How is that devaluing his woman, bro? Cut it out. How many women out there would love to be speaked about in that manner, in the public? Man, a 3-time Super Bowl champion and had all this success, family come from the money, and this is the way that he feels about his family and his marriage. Man, you got to be kidding me, bro. How is this anything worth canceling anybody over? Even if you didn't agree with the fact that he was basically in the first video hinting that in our society now, you can call it what you want, but in the black community, this is what broke my mind. I don't even know why the black community, why they even, when these white folks business, bro. You feel me? But as Americans, we can speak on this. So this is what I'm using it for, because in the black community, we know the impact of not having our families intact, what that did to us, bro. But now this is an American problem. They don't care color and all that. It don't matter. This is an agenda going on. So at this time, it's time to put your creed, put your ideology aside. Because if your feet is on the soil in America, then look here, we got to stick together and do some things and use some common sense, bro, because ain't nothing bad about what bro was saying. The statistics are showing that right now, families are declining in America. The birth rates are low. Most people are growing up now. Well, not most people, many people, more than ever in history, are growing up in divided households, which is in turn, when they grow up, encouraging that same type of behavior, if not worse. Look, we at a bad point right now. I don't know what world y'all live in, but everything that I'm seeing with my eyes is not showing us evolving. You feel what I'm saying? It just is what it is. So for bro to get counseled for standing as a man, respecting his family and his wife, that's absolutely crazy to me. It's way more egregious shit going on for this to even be a topic of discussion, unless there is an agenda against the family. But hey, I'm just your homeboy. And so for the black community, you may say, oh, that's a white man saying that. Well, look, we've been saying the same thing. So I'm going to show you a woman from a different faith basically saying the same thing, breaking down the same statistics. So you can disagree if you want, but you got to come with some substance of what you're saying, because the whole independent movement, the men and the women beefing with each other, not rocking with each other, that's not a winning strategy, bro. I don't care how you slice it. Now, that don't mean you go get and deal with anybody, because we about nation building, being autonomous, right? But autonomy does not mean you do everything on your own. We wasn't put here for that. I'm of neither one of these faiths. I'm not a Catholic. I'm about to show you a lady from the Muslim faith. I'm not a part of that either. This is just straight up common sense and survival. So look, we're going to take it over here. I want you to hear what this sister got to say, man. You know what I'm saying? Because now we heard from a white man and what he was saying, and I agree. And I'm going to show you how we ain't too unsimilar in the things that we looking for within our community. All sides of different demographics know it's a problem, bro. So check this out, man. We're going to play this video before we get out of here. Let me know what y'all thoughts is in the comments.
My life. And in that vow she made as an 11-year-old, in-tuned little girl, I said to myself, I want to do the same thing. And it was a struggle to become a mother. So I thought. And see, a lot of times, brothers, and I'm talking to you as well, we think that motherhood only lies with the biological woman. But I want to disabuse you of that, because motherhood is a universal principle. Fatherhood is a universal principle. The masculine is a universal principle, and the feminine is a universal principle. So I don't want you to think that I'm here as a feminist. Those who are watching, the women in the Nation of Islam, we are not feminists at all. Brothers, we're not feminists. We love you. As you heard Sister Wakiti say, we love you because we know without you, we cannot be our full selves. And it's because the way that Allah made you allows us to be who we are. So again, we thank you, brothers. Now, you know, charity starts at home. And so we're going to always start with the black woman. These teachings are universal teachings. They're good for the white woman. They're good for any color woman. But the original woman, that's where we start. Why do we start with the original woman first? Because she is the woman that has been rejected all over the planet Earth. We have lost the knowledge of ourselves, and we are living a beast life. And so we must be re-educated, reformed, retransformed. And there has to be a reformation. That's why the teachings is with, 75% of it is with the woman. That's a heavy weight. That's a heavy weight. Now, when we talk about feminism, the feminist movement was never made for the black woman. If you look at the history of the feminist movement, it dealt with the white woman wanting to defeat the patriarchal system of the white man. She wanted to get out the house. So while she was out there marching and fighting to get out the house, who was in her house? It was the black woman taking care of her household. It was the black woman taking care of her man. It was the black woman suckling her children from the breasts when she couldn't suckle her own children. She couldn't take care of her own children. She couldn't take care of her own man. So the feminist movement had nothing to do with the black woman. And if we fast forward this feminist movement, we see that the feminist movement back in the 60s and the 70s, was instigated by a CIA agent. And it was set up to be divisive against the black woman and the black man. And if you look at the deterioration of the black family, then you can start it off with the feminist movement. The Monahan report talked about the degradation of the black family. And so when you have women like Gloria Steinem, who infiltrated the college campuses and portrayed herself as an activist, and when she was able to snake her way into the women's movement, and she took the face of a black woman. She created a magazine in which she took the black woman as the face, but behind that magazine, she had all vile manners of things to say about the black man. This is the history. You can go look this up yourself. So when we talk about, starting at home and starting with the black woman, there has been a systematic plan to divide and conquer the black man and the black woman. So the feminist movement has never done anything for the black woman. Because when you look at the state of the black woman, 75%, and we talk about that 75%, Sister Waikiki, is head up by the black woman. Where are the men? It was set up that way. Now, I know you're saying if we look at social media, if we look at the current state of women, period, we see that women are making progress. Can we agree on that? We saw that 100 women were elected to Congress, right? We saw that about 12 women were elected to the Senate. Here in Harris County alone, we saw so many black women on judicial benches. And that's a phenomenal thing to see the rise of the woman and the rise of the black woman. But then they're not telling you about the statistics where the imprisonment of African American women far exceeds that of white women. And we're creeping up there with black men. They're not talking to you about the prison, the pipeline from the woman's womb to the prison. They're not talking about that. On average, you hear about the pay inequality. But no one's talking about the black woman's pay inequality. Because when a white man makes $1, the black woman makes 68 cents from that dollar.
Played myself whole time I was on mute. But you know what it is. I ain't finna recap all that. But check this out. This is what I will say. It's been going crazy on the stream, y'all. They ain't even want to let me in on the stream. To recap what I was saying, though. Basically, we at a point right now where it don't matter where you stand, what your ideology is, black, brown, white, Christian, Muslim, Hindu, it don't matter. If you in America, you should be able to see there's something going on, man. Something not right. It's a clearly agenda against the people and our interests, the family, everything that's going on right now. So you can't help but to want to be involved. I mean, it just makes sense. I don't know about you, but I'm just a homeboy reporting live, but I didn't see nothing wrong with what Harrison Butker said. It's clearly an agenda going on, and I'm not in agreement with his faith or anything in his personal life. But in this statement that he made, he spoke a lot of truth, and it just is what it is. And it seemed like it's a war on the truth. Even on the internet, we try to put out certain content. We got to word it a certain way because they don't want to let us put it out, or we can't monetize it and run our business a certain way, man. It's a lot going on. But I appreciate y'all in the chat letting me know what's up, man. And I appreciate y'all tapping in. I hope y'all found value from the news for the day. Like always, I'm doing what I do, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with the autonomous party. But that's my time, y'all. Till the next time, I'm out of here. Peace.
Niggas, the top 5 lister, double S drifter, separate sipping, and you know I came with it if she cute.
Do.
Do your just clear my phone. Now she tried to get me through the day. And whenever I start to feel alone, I just play the voicemail that I say before things change. Now I read the message you sent, trying to tune out when you say I know you love me, but you just